Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video. So today this is my inspiration, which was our Mixed Media Monday inspiration over on the Scraptacular Cropping Club. I was really inspired by all the layers, and after I pulled out what I wanted to use, I noticed they were all browns. So I had not participated in this monochromatic challenge yet for the Scraptacular Cropping Club, so that's what I decided to go with this. So I'm just going to start layering. This was super fun. This is my happy place when I am scrapbooking. I love layers, so this one was right up my alley. Honestly, if I could, I probably would have scrap lifted that Kaiser Craft layout like exactly, but because I really wanted to use scraps, I was kind of left with whatever sizes my scraps were. But I will tell you, this is an awesome scrap busting layout because I use one full 6x6 paper pad. Everything else is scraps from two separate 6x6 paper pads. So that background paper is from Recollections. It's called Thin Whitewash Wood, which is really nice. It's really subtle. You can't see it. You may be able to see it in the close-ups, but there's a very subtle text print in the background of that wood plank, which I thought was really cool. And then the single sheet of 6x6 that I pull out is from My Mind's Eye Necessities, which is that wood grain I used to mat the photo, that darker wood grain. And then everything else is just scraps from Jen Hadfield's Warm and Cozy 6x6 pad and Pink Paisley's Cedar Lane 6x6 pad. This layout really goes to show you don't need to use a lot of paper or big scraps to do really layered layouts. I found the trick with this one is to cut your scraps in half and just keep sandwiching your page and having those scraps go on either side so it looks like bigger sheets even though it's not. Like you see that one little sheet there, I cut into 4 separate pieces to make it look like one big square behind all of those layers. I really enjoyed this layout. Desaree posted this on the Scraptacular Cropping Club. I also linked it below, but there is a step-by-step video how to do that inspiration page for Kaiser Craft. I sped this up a lot because it's like this whole video. It's just layering and layering and layering. I do a little bit of mixed media in the background, like you saw in that Kaiser Craft inspiration, and then I only embellish with a piece of a doily and some white brads. Like that's it. I wanted this layout to be all about the layers because that's what I found so exciting about that inspiration page. So I think once I get down a few more layers, I'm going to stop and do some of the background. So I'm taking that Distress Oxide in Vintage Photo and just pushing it through that dot stencil, which is, what is that called? It's a Firefly adhesive stencil. And I really like that subtle brown dot that it gives. And I really just want it to peek out from that layered area. There we go. And then I decided to layer on top of that some white texture paste with the Crafters Workshop 6x6 stencil. That one's called Positive. It's just a bunch of plus signs. I was really envious of the stencil that was in the Kaiser Craft layout. It's like a sweater print. It was so pretty. I am gonna have to go find that because that was beautiful, but I tried to recreate that type of texture between the dots and the plus signs. So now I'm just gonna go back to layering. And just like in the Kaiser Craft video, I'm just taking my fingernail and rubbing it along the edges of everything just to lift them up a little bit. I thought about using my Tim Holtz distress tool you see at the top of the screen there, but that tears into your paper a little bit, which gives a really cool texture, and I've used that on a lot of my videos. But I really like the look that this had by running your fingernail along it because it lifts it up and tears it a little, but it doesn't like chew up the paper like the distress tool will. It gives a really cool texture at the end. You'll really get to see in the close-up pictures. Not too much to say because it's just more and more layering. Oh, I do have some questions from you guys that I figured I might answer just because there isn't too much to say about this page. I get a question a lot, which I am happy to answer since so many of you have asked about multiple challenges. So if you ever have a question about doing multiple challenges on a layout, just ask the admins and the groups. They're really, really sweet and they get back to you really fast. All of the groups I participate in are totally cool with you doing multiple challenges on a layout, just so long as it's not multiple of their challenges, if that makes sense. So you'll notice I do a layout with a paper issues challenge and a Scraptacular Cropping Club challenge. They're totally cool with that. I know paper issues has a no double dipping rule where you can't do multiple of their challenges on one layout. So yeah. Feel free to like try and do more challenges on a single layout, but if you have a question about if that's allowed or not, just ask the admins and the groups you're participating in. So that was one question. What was another one? Oh, the dishes I use on my layout. That was another one I get a lot. So you can't really see it. The upper right hand corner of the screen, you can like a little smidgen of that yellow dish that has a black cat on it. That was a souvenir from Portland, Oregon, when me and my mom went and visited the Portland Rose Garden. So you can Google them and see if you can order it. The back of it just says Jewel and then it made in Japan. I don't know if Jewel is the brand, but if you Google Portland, Oregon rose or Japanese garden, you might be able to look on their store and find it. And then I have a hexagon one that's a marble pattern, and that came in a FabFit box. So it was from Pier 1 though, if you wanted to find that one. There we go, getting all those brads down. I'm in a brad mood lately. I don't know what it is. I hardly ever use brads. I usually do enamel dots or those Nuvo crystals, but a recent garage sale I picked up a whole bag of brads for a few bucks. So I guess I'm just trying to make an effort to use them. But here are the close-ups. I love these layers. I love them so much. So feel free to play along. I linked everything in the description below. Thanks guys for watching. Bye.